big questions we would all love answers to. Do aliens exist? And if they do, what are they like? Well, one New South Wales woman not only claims to have met with creatures from another planet, but has taken part in what she calls an alien breeding program. Her name is Jane Pooley, and she sat down with Ita to not only share her beliefs, but also put them to the test.
It's a story you could be forgiven for thinking had been dreamt up by the most creative Hollywood scriptwriters. But this is the story of a retired nurse from the Central Coast of New South Wales. This is Jane Pooley's story. Jane describes herself as a lifelong alien experiencer and claims she is an alien abductee. The mother of 3 hybrid babies, humalians, a mix of human and alien DNA, who live in a spaceship. She's also the mother of 2 human children who live on planet Earth. Before I sat down with Jane, she voluntarily sat a lie detector test, or polygraph. She underwent this test 3 times.
Have you been part of an alien breeding program?
Yes. There are 3 important questions. Did you meet an alien? Do you have part alien children? Have you been part of an alien breeding program? No deception was indicated. So,
as I would expect.
Jane's first experience with aliens, or greys as she calls them, happened when she was a toddler.
I was in a white painted cot and I pulled myself up and looked up into the beautiful eyes. I thought of him as the man with cow eyes at that age.
Did he talk to you in English?
In English, yes. In language I would understand, but telepathically, no sound. And I found instinctively that I could talk back to him the same way. It was just there. We went up into a spaceship. We went into, if I think back then, rather as an adult looking back, we went into a brown silver room and I lay on a table that was cold, and above me was pictures of I now know, pictures of my organs, but I had no idea what was going on. There were just things in the air. And I would now translate that or describe that as a hologram. Though at my age, I don't think holograms existed then.
How long do you think you were away at this particular point in time? Didn't your mother miss you?
Well, that's a good point. They definitely do something to us, as in the abductees, for want of another word, experiences. They either hypnotise us, either chemically or in some other way. I mean, we have a drug called midazolam on Earth. It's similar to only having a light dose of that. And Mum just didn't wake up. And I think they do something to the people around you too. I might have only been gone 10 minutes. I have no idea. How do you tell time at that age?
The greys have always been a part of Jane's life. To her, they're no different than a person from another country.
I think of them as a different race. They may be a different species, but they appear to be just a different race to me. My children on Earth are part Dutch, part Anglo-English. So, that's a mixed race, or a hybrid, if you want.
Do you have part alien children?
Yes.
You claim to be the mother of 3 hybrid children, humalians.
Yes.
So how were they conceived?
They were conceived in the usual way. Both the human father and I probably have some alien DNA already in us. And then at about 12 weeks, I was taken up into the spaceship again. I have a clear memory of this.
So that's where you had sex too, wasn't it,
Yes.
in the spaceship?
Yes.
Yes, so you...
A lot of people might make a joke about the Mile High Club.
All the children were conceived on the spaceship?
Yes.
Did you have any say in that?
No. And I'm making the best of this story and I'm trying to be light-hearted about it because I've been through my grieving process and I still have days I'm upset about it and I miss the children. So I say they were kind to me and they consented, and I want to defend the race because I feel almost part of them, as if they're family.
Where did you give birth?
Well, they were taken from my uterus in the spaceship, but here I had to have D&Cs and there was no...
Correct?
Yes, I beg your pardon. And doctors were confused every time.
So they removed the babies here?
No, they removed the babies in their hospital.
And then you had to go to hospital to have a bit of treatment?
Well, I did, yes.
So you only went to a 3-month term or something like that?
The longest one was 5 months.
And then the babies were put into some sort of test, some sort of humidicrit or something in space?
Yeah. They've got way more advanced medical technology than we do. There's no question about that. But here I would have an ultrasound and there would be a fetus on the ultrasound, and I would have positive pregnancy tests, and then suddenly the baby would be gone without any evidence of that.
But if you carried a baby for 5 months, someone must have noticed you were pregnant.
Oh no, I went to a doctor and it was confirmed that I was pregnant.
Where was your
age of 3.
husband? Your Earth husband?
I was divorced by
You were
the
divorced
state.
by the-
Yes.
Okay.
Jane misses her Humalian children, much like any parent separated from their child here on Earth, and her face beams when she talks of them.
I've got a girl called Claire, and then a boy called Jude, and then another boy called Heath. And then Claire has married another, for want of another word, Humalian in their society, and his name's Gabriel. They obviously have grey names, but I had to give them some names. And she has a baby called Amelia. They look quite human, only small. So my daughter would be quite tiny. So that's not really my genes, that would be the grey genes. She looks like a normal woman, she's just got small boobs.
So you be the judge. Is this mild and unassuming woman telling the truth, as the polygraph expert claims, or does she have an imagination that would rival the world's greatest storytellers?
No one listening to this conversation would really believe it. A lot of people would just think, oh my God, that just cannot be true.
Well, they're welcome to do that, but I can't agree because statistically 85% of the world claim they believe in life on other planets. And
Do you have some proof? Do you have a
still
selfie?
over the net.
Do you have a selfie?
I would love a selfie. I would love my children to stand here and meet you.
Yeah.
But
How do you talk to them?
both, I can speak to them telepathically or audibly because they're human as well.
So they can speak English?
Yes, they can.
And have you only seen them this once?
Yeah, well, yeah, that I remember. That was in response to me basically chucking a little tanty in my head. You know, this is not fair, I'm sick of this, I want answers, I want to know why, where I went last night and why, and I want to meet my children. And, you know, within a short time of thinking that and crying for them, I was taken and I got to meet them and I got to hug them. And they were physical beings that I could touch, and it was, I tear up just thinking about it. It was a very emotional time. And
Would they like to meet their siblings?
Yes, of
their
course they
Earth
would.
siblings?
Of course they would. And why am I here would be to acknowledge them. I don't want to say my children don't exist when they do.
But why have you decided to do so?
Because I wanted to acknowledge my Humalian children. I didn't want to deny my own children any longer. Plus, I intentionally waited till my Earth children were adults so as not to embarrass them. And I guess you get to an age where the truth is really important to you, and I felt I needed to come out.
Jane's book is called Humalian and can be purchased through Amazon.